As we speak, President Trump is violating the due process of many, many individuals, including the rights of a man by the name of Abrego Garcia.
U.S. Senator Chris Van Hollen of Maryland took to the Senate floor today, speaking out against the Trump administration and the president's first 100 days in office.
A continued theme during the speech was the right of due process in the case of an illegal immigrant deported to El Salvador. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Mary Bubala.
And I'm Kai Jackson. The back and forth continues when it comes to what's next for Abrego Garcia. Fox 45's Mackenzie Frost has been tracking the developments and joins us live with the latest from the president. Mackenzie?
Yeah, Kai and Mary, the president talked about Abrego Garcia during an Oval Office interview marking his first 100 days in office. He says that he could call the Salvadorian president about releasing Abrego Garcia, but the president says he believes Abrego Garcia is a gang member, so that phone call has yet to take place. This all comes as the order from the U.S. Supreme Court remains in place, telling the Trump administration to facilitate his return. Immigration was a major focus of Donald Trump's messaging on the campaign trail. And now one man deported from Maryland remains at the center of his administration's debate.
Let's move on to immigration.
During an interview with ABC News in the Oval Office, President Trump argues deporting Abrego Garcia was fine because what may have been in his background.
This is a MS-13 gang member, a tough cookie, been in lots of skirmishes, beat the hell out of his wife, and the wife was petrified to even talk about him, okay? This is not an innocent, wonderful gentleman from Maryland.
Abrego Garcia's wife did file for a protective order in 2021, telling the court he did hit her on multiple occasions. But she later dropped the process and now says the two privately worked out their problems. The gang affiliation stems from this gang information sheet filled out by Prince George's County Police in 2019. That's when Abrego Garcia was picked up in a Home Depot parking lot. There, police say he was wearing a Chicago Bulls hat and hoodie, which they say are known MS-13 symbols. Plus, police say a confidential informant told them Abrego Garcia is an MS-13 member, providing which crew he hung out with and his nickname. Fox 45 News also obtained this 2018 custody form where the father of Abrego Garcia's wife's two youngest children filed for a custody hearing, writing she was dating a gang member. While the Trump administration admits in court documents sending Abrego Garcia to El Salvador was done in error, President Trump says that attorney who said it was wrong.
You could get him back. There's a phone on this desk.
I could.
You could pick it up, and with all the power of the presidency, you could call up the president of El Salvador and say, send him back right now.
And if he were the gentleman that you say he is, I would do that.
But the court has ordered you to facilitate that.
I'm not the one making this decision. We have lawyers that don't want to do this.
But the buck stops in this office.
No. I follow the law. You want me to follow the law? If I were the president that just wanted to do anything, I'd probably keep him right where he is.
Supreme Court says what the law is.
The president's comments come after Senator Chris Van Hollen sent this letter to the White House detailing a conversation he had with the Salvadorian vice president during his trip to the Central American country. During that conversation, Senator Van Hollen says the vice president told him it was up to the United States to arrange for Abrego Garcia's return because it was a U.S. case. Senator Van Hollen also claims the Salvadorian vice president said, "We have a deal with the U.S. government. They send people, we host them, they pay, and that's it." In response to the letter, the White House doubling down on the president's rhetoric, telling our media partners at the Baltimore Sun, Chris Van Hollen and Democrats dug themselves into the hole, and they just keep digging themselves deeper. Because the U.S. Supreme Court ordered the Trump administration to facilitate Abrego Garcia's return, and that has yet to happen.
Well, joining us now to help break down the legal process,
Attorney Kurt Nachman says it will be up to the Supreme Court to direct more action on the case.
The Supreme Court said it, but they didn't really define it. So until the Supreme Court defines it, the Trump administration is going to stick to the line of, well, facilitate means we'll just let him in if he shows up at the door.
But Nachman says the conversation goes beyond Abrego Garcia. This is about due process.
Everyone has notice and an opportunity to be heard in a court of law. It's a very slippery slope to where, people who are in this country or even citizens of the United States are denied due process.
Meanwhile, the Trump administration maintains if Abrego Garcia does come back to the United States, he will not stay. Now, just today, the Trump administration was denied a request to continue that pause in the expedited discovery process and that court case stemming from the federal court case here in Maryland. The judge said now discovery will resume on Monday. Live in Baltimore, Mackenzie Frost, Fox 45 News.
I'm Mary Bubala. Thank you for watching. Here's another video for you to watch. Also take some time to subscribe to our YouTube channel.